Hey Aquarius, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is our daily reading for July 5th, 2025. Let's see what's going on with Aquarius. At the heart of your reading, we have the King of Cups in reverse and the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. I think continuing this storyline for those of you who have been watching about an energetic imprint from a person or a series of relationships in your past of people who have been lacked emotional depth or been emotionally manipulative. This King of Cups in reverse makes their emotions your problem because they don't know how to regulate or access or communicate their own emotions. In contrast to the Lover's energy, it's implied that there's this mutual connection, reciprocal communication, supportive energy, but you put that King of Cups in reverse in the context of a committed relationship, and it spells negative impact for their partner. The King of Cups character might subjectively experience it as positive. Like, this is great. I have someone to offload all my problems with, to take care of my emotional needs. I blow up when I'm feeling stressed out. I take out my anger on them, frustration on them. I project all of my negative emotions and think that they're the one causing it. And that makes me feel better to have an emotional punching bag. So they think, well, this is great. This is all working, right? They think it's working because it is working for them. Your challenge, I'm not sure why this is coming up for Aquarius, but we'll see how the reading turns out. Your challenge being the Nine of Swords in reverse. I think it's to stop dwelling on that energy. Like, yes, you're correct that it exists. Yes, you're accurately seeing a pattern of events in your past life experience. But the more time and attention you continue to give it, the more alive that energy is going to be in your present day, and it's going to take up space in your life where something more positive could take hold. So it's like, how do I get over those feelings of stress and grief and feeling guilty for myself for being fooled into it and paying into that relationship for so long and letting them walk all over me? I feel guilty for being an emotional punching bag, or however this is for you. If it's like what I'm picking up on, that's what needs to be processed and released in order to move through this energy. Forgive yourself. Accept what happened. Believe that there are better experiences that lie ahead. Some of you are dealing with someone right now in your present day who is that person, and it's stressing you the F out. And it's like, how do I break free from this sort of energy? Your focus is on the Page of Cups in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse, Justice. You feel a bit, this is saying like you feel like the innocent victim here, and you can't let go of the sense of injustice because they haven't received any consequences. They haven't suffered to balance out your suffering. They're experiencing this as one big joke, or nothing was wrong. They won't admit to any wrongdoing and will never be held accountable. And you're like, no, that's not what I want. They saw my innocence and purity. I gave them my unfiltered desire. I trusted them. I opened up my heart and soul to them. And they trampled it. And I need a sense of justice. I need a sense of balance before I can move on. I don't think that that's a healthy thing to hold on to. Someone once put it to me like, what if you go your whole life and they're never held accountable? They never admit wrongdoing, they never face any consequences for the way that they hurt you or mistreated you. And then they pass away from this earth. There's no more closure to be had. What will you do then? Will you spend decades? Will you spend your entire life seething and holding on to keeping this negativity that they put into your life alive? Will you keep feeding that energy with your insistence on closure? Or will you find another way to move through the energy? I would suggest, if you're resonating with this, I would highly suggest considering, well, therapy for one, because I'm not a mental health professional, just your friendly neighborhood tarot reader. But I would suggest, gosh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, considering moving on as your closure. Looking at it from a new perspective that, okay, there are terrible people in the world who will take advantage of others for their own benefit. They'll bring harm to others. They'll hurt other people psychologically and emotionally, and they'll never see any consequences for it, and the world is unfair for that. And I accept that the world is that way, and this is the world that I'm living in. That acceptance and the letting go of that energy, their negative toxic energy that you're keeping alive by feeding it with your seething insistence, seeking closure that will probably never come in the manner that you would like it to. You get your closure from forgiving yourself. Forgiving that past version of yourself that you're so afraid of. Like, I can't accept that I was whatever, however you see it. I was so naive to stay in that for so long. Believing that you are now wiser and more savvy, so you can trust yourself to make different choices if you're faced with similar options in the future. Like, oh, well, I wouldn't fall for that again. Or I'll recognize it sooner. Show me the recent past. What led up to this for Aquarius? A letting go. Wish fulfillment. 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The 4 of Cups in reverse is like you held on to something so strongly for so long, and now you're letting go of it. So I think I'm preaching to the choir a little bit here. I think you're agreeing with things that I'm saying. You're like, yep, but I've already kind of accepted that and I'm moving on. So this message is for those of you who previously held on And this Page of Cups, Page of Wands in reverse could also be interpreted as I'm no longer desiring this emotionally, or it's no longer like something that holds my interest. Seeking justice is something that I'm not pursuing anymore. It can definitely carry two different meanings in that sense. Show me higher self perspective. Okay, so now is a season in your life when you're going to experience a lot of progress, movement in a certain life direction, or propelling your story forward in a sense. The Eight of Wands spells momentum. It's like, okay, one thing is leading to another, is leading to another. You're in the middle of this journey. Things are going to start to take on a life of its own, a life of their own, in a positive way. Spirit is saying this is a good thing. We're picking up the pace here. In the near future, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Empress reversed. There's some sort of effort that you're going to get involved with that includes other people. Usually I interpret this as a collaboration, but I think it's different. It's more like in a group setting, but it's still independent. So it involves other people, but not so much like hinging the success or failure of your efforts on the contributions of others. The Empress in reverse tells me that this is you, how do I like to say that? Feel the fear and do it anyway. Like you're stepping into that role of the Empress, even though you're not sure if you're quite there yet. You're trying on her metaphorical clothes. You're fake it till you make it a little bit. I mean, not to say faking in a negative sense, but more in like a, okay, I'm ready to take on more. I'm ready to evolve and grow and change. I'm ready to be a better version of myself. I've done the work, and now it's time to put the work into practice and live that. Your surprise energy that's going to affect the situation that you don't necessarily see coming is this Knight of Pentacles energy. So this could mean that you've set yourself on a path that is going to require you or offer you the opportunity to exercise discipline, focus, commitment, diligence. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who sets their mind on a long-term goal and gets to business. Like, what do I have to do today? How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? Not saying literally to eat an elephant. Anyways. It's just an expression. If you're like, why would I eat an elephant? How do you undertake a huge task that feels like you could never accomplish it in one sitting? Well, you don't accomplish it in one sitting. You focus on what you can do today, and you do it with the long-term vision of, I am getting to my goal. Me taking one bite of the elephant today is me eating the whole elephant. Like it's connecting you to the completion, the concept of the completion of the goal. I don't know, my mind works weird sometimes, you guys. But you're my fellow Aquarians, so maybe you get it. Ooh. Reacting to some sort of loud noise that just happened outside. Don't know if that came through on the microphone or not, but it was loud. Your hopes and fears, we have the unknown, fear of the unknown. I mean, that's human nature, that's very natural. We like to stay in our comfort zone. It's called a comfort zone for a reason, right? We like the familiar. Anytime that you are going through a phase of growth, it requires experiencing things you've never done before, doing things in new ways. And some take to that path with excitement and exuberance, not worried about stumbling, recognizing that as part of the process. So partly you feel that excitement, and more, the bigger part of you is sensing that as a very daunting, like, why does everything have to feel new? Why does there have to be so many unknowns in my life? I don't know how my career is going to end up. I don't know how my living situation is going to end up. I don't know how my love life is going to end up. It's all, it's all in flux, for example. At the end result, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and this is a lovely resolution to the challenge that Spirit sees us as facing right now with the Nine of Swords in reverse. It's like, you're getting there, kid. You're getting there. You're on the right track already, and the path that lies ahead, the experiences that you're on track to have, the ways that will change you and mold you and shape you, are already pointing you toward this outcome of releasing it, letting go of the old mindset, the old paradigm, the big thoughts that are taking up all this space in your mind, maybe causing you grief and doubt, guilt and shame. You'll process it, you'll be ready to release it and free up that space in your mind and in your heart. What advice do we have for Aquarius? Get busy getting busy. Eat that elephant one bite at a time. The Eight of Pentacles is having a full, what's the word for that? When you're a business and you have a ton of orders, having a full plate, a full roster of, nope, that's the wrong word. You guys know what I'm saying. A full day of work ahead. Things to do, things to occupy yourself with in effort toward your long-term objective, your Knight of Pentacles objective. This is doing the work, the hands-on repetition, generating a product or results from your diligence and concerted regular efforts. So keep it up. Keep up the work. Trust and believe that it is paying off. Even if it feels like, oh, I only had one bite of elephant today. I didn't make enough progress. I wish that I could just see. Let's switch it to like an eating challenge. I have to eat 10 pounds of French fries, and I only ate one fry today. You know what? You're one step closer to your goal of eating the entire plate of French fries. So, good job, Aquarius. I'm going to end the reading there. I hope it helped. Have a great day, and I'll see you back tomorrow.